He survived the TV show that ruined careers, marriages, and lives. Hal Linden, 94, finally discusses his Barney Miller treatment. The harsh 20-hour filming days, star fights, screenplay pages, and the stunning reason he turned down the role that would have made him richer than all his Barney Miller money. TV's favorite police captain finally reveals the awful truth after 40 years. Hal Linden was born Harold Lipschitz in the Bronx on March 20, 1931. Jewish immigrants had a youngest child. After arriving in America from Lithuania in 1910, his father Charles founded a small printing firm to support the family. Harold grew up in a diverse working-class neighborhood during the Great Depression. Harold's passion of music grew with age. He attended Manhattan's High School of Music and Art, where renowned artists and musicians learned. There, he fell in love with the clarinet and became so good that he played with symphonies as a youngster. He later learned the saxophone and became famous. Following high school, he studied music at Queens College, then commerce at City College of New York. He believed that understanding the entertainment industry would benefit him. He performed in dance bands across the city to get money and develop stage experience. One bus excursion in the early 1950s altered everything. Harold observed a Linden water tower sign in New Jersey while riding from Philadelphia to New York. He considered changing his name because Harold Lipschitz didn't fit show business. His answer came on the bus. Linden sounded simple and smooth to him. He maintained Hal as a short of his first name. After that, he was Hal Linden. He kept a subtle connection to his roots by taking his old and new names from lime tree words in separate languages. That change occurred unexpectedly in 1952. Fort Belvoir, Virginia, was Hal's Army draft assignment. He played in the Army band while in uniform. However, a fellow soldier suggested they visit a traveling play of Guys and Dolls in neighboring Washington, D.C., which changed Hal. He felt something new as he watched the actors tell the story. The staging, excitement, and storyline moved him. Hal realized he wanted to perform after the show. Hal Linden was Broadway's secret for 10 years. He labored behind the curtain from 1956 to 1966, ready to act but never the star. After replacing Hollywood stars, he learned hundreds of major roles and rushed between theaters like a secret agent. He sometimes covered 3 shows. His arms held scripts and his back pocket gags. His relatives laughed about it at home. Dad brings home the understudy bacon again. In their little Upper West Side apartment, the fridge wasn't always full, but the dream never died. One 1958 night altered everything. Sidney Chaplin left bells are ringing after a confrontation with Judy Holliday. Hal had been silently planning and waiting. With a day to prepare, it was his turn. He gave his best performance on stage. The New York Times featured him the next morning. The city learned his name. In 1962, he appeared in Anything Goes with a young Barbra Streisand, who was just starting her career. Even successful people face the harsh realities of Broadway. By the mid-1960s, roles dried up. Linden took what he found. He entered the weird world of elaborate industrial musicals for company gatherings. Nobody criticized, no fame, no Broadway lights. He played a dancing carburetor in Diesel Dazzle. Yes, really. He sung commercial jingles and dubbed foreign films. Hal Linden may have hummed well for Campbell's Soup. Then, 1971. Linden was cast as Mayor Rothschild in a new musical about the banking dynasty after years of effort. Production was flawed, directors resigned, rewritten scripts. But Linden persisted. The audience stood when the show started. He got a 10-minute standing ovation. Next came the Tony for Best Musical Actor. Hal Linden succeeded at 40 after 2 decades in the shadows. He appeared on stage with a trophy and said, "It only took me 20 years to become famous overnight." After then, the twist may have been the most startling. Danny Arnold, a TV producer, visited the Rothschilds in 1972. Lyndon's performance wowed him, but he didn't say anything. No note, no handshake, no hint. Arnold informed ABC, "I've found our Barney Miller," in 1974 when ABC was casting a police station sitcom. Suddenly, Lyndon got the role. No tryout. Not even aware he was jogging. Hal Lyndon played Captain Barney Miller, striving to keep sane in a confusing world. The 12th Precinct had strange people and cases, but Barney maintained control. He didn't punch desks or holler. He navigated the turmoil with dry, subtle, razor-sharp humor. He was intelligent and peaceful. Barney was like a Talmudic judge in a storm, according to Lyndon. Real cops were unnerved by such calm strength. Police still acknowledged Lyndon as captain years after the show finished. Some thought the episode was the most true TV depiction of their job. Dennis Farina, a policeman-turned-actor, remarked that characters were plausible. The writing had depth other sitcoms didn't go for, and the problems felt real. Getting that quality on screen was hard. Behind the scenes, the show was hell. Most sitcoms filmed live in one evening, but not Barney Miller. Danny Arnold was a perfectionist. Thus filming took 2 days, the second lasting till midnight. Some cast members started in the morning and finished at sunrise the next day. Minutes before filming, new script pages were distributed. Sometimes they started shooting without an ending. It was exhausting, yet successful. Arnold had one rule. The characters must never break for a joke, must feel like actual individuals. Even with numerous rewrites and long nights, Lyndon recognized that. The presentation was amusing, witty, serious, and heartfelt, standing out from the throng. Hal Lyndon hosted Animals. Animals, Animals, a Sunday morning children's educational show, despite all this mayhem. He mixed science, art, and mythology in his monologues about animals. It wasn't nonsense. He assumed kids understood difficult things. Even though he was clawed, bitten, and peed on by animals, he kept working because he believed kids deserved better TV. FYI, his second show earned 2 daytime Emmys. He managed primetime popularity and instructional work with a schedule that would collapse most individuals. Despite his success and colleagues' admiration, the Emmy eluded him. The Barney Miller nominations came to Lyndon 7 years running. He attended the ceremony 7 times. 7 times he left empty-handed. It became an odd Hollywood fact. He helped create one of the most beloved and regarded sitcoms, but he never earned the Emmy that seemed certain. Just fate, not talent or recognition. Barney Miller, which premiered in January 1975, was unlike any previous cop show. It started and ended without automobile chases or shootouts. Instead, most of the action took place in a shabby New York City police squad room. Detectives sat at their workstations, filed reports, argued, joked, and sometimes waited. It felt real because of that. Police nationwide liked the show because it depicted the profession as it was. Long hours of paperwork, strange people dropping by, and daily monotony, mayhem, and ridiculousness. Real policemen called Hal Lyndon captain years after the episode because it was so realistic. Instead of action, the show concentrated on people, making it stand out. It wasn't just the format that distinguished Barney Miller. They filled that squad room too. Detective Harris was an African-American thinker who wanted to write. Wojciech was a kind but naive Polish-American ex-Marine. Yamana, a Japanese-American who loved bad coffee and made dry jokes on time. And fierce Puerto Rican officer Chano, who wore his heart on his sleeve. Each was whole, brilliant, imperfect, humorous, and real. This diversity was rare on TV. Most shows have primarily white casts, and flat or stereotyped minority characters. Barney Miller chose another path. It gave everyone a genuine voice and personality. That made the show current and necessary. Then something bolder happened. The Courtesans broadcast in the inaugural season. Prostitution was the subject, and the ending line dropped jaws. Wozhu begged the captain for $50 till payday after interviewing two high-end sex workers. The message was plain. A network sitcom had never implied a cop would pay for sex. The network rated the episode X. That rarely happened. However, the controversy strengthened the show. Viewers tuned in. Ratings rose. For years, ABC struggled in that time slot, but then it hit. One episode secured the show's future. It also showed audiences were eager for unconventional storytelling. The show continued. It always tackled tough themes with comedy and heart. It featured a gay character, rare in the 1970s, and highlighted Wozhu's battle with confusion, not hate. He once asked a gay man why he didn't strive harder to be straight. His reaction was calm, honest, and enlightening. The show let it land. They say pressure can crush or unite. Some of both on Barney Miller. The cast survived and acted together. Long days led to long nights. 8 in the morning and 6 the next was common. Hal Linden and his co-stars endured a grind that most sitcoms wouldn't. Linden made meaningful relationships throughout. He respected Abe Vigoda before becoming buddies. Vigoda was famous. Hollywood insiders called him a nuisance to work with. He was stubborn, especially about money. He left the show, but Linden never forgot him. Even in a crisis, he supported Vigoda. Ron Glass connected through endurance.